Josh Adams.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to one of the most grueling races of the season in the National Sim Racing League Association, presented to you by Diesel Laptops. We're here at Martinsville, and it's going to be a fun one tonight. I'm your color and producer, Morgan Cook, and beside me, of course, the lead commentator from the Stars, Logan Sanath-Rokeld. You are watching VSPEED. If you haven't already, now is a great opportunity to like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a moment of that great racing action. Logan, we are here at Martinsville, the oldest racetrack on the circuit, for what is going to be an absolute barn burner of an affair here tonight.
That it is, Morgan. Martinsville, otherwise known as the Paperclip, only 0.52 miles around this very small short track here in Ridgeway, Virginia. 11 degrees of banking in the corners, so it's a very flat track and opened up, like you said, a very old track in the circuit. July 4th, Independence Day of 1947. And it's been here to stay. What a historic place to be. And 200 laps on the board will certainly be action-packed here tonight.
Absolutely. This will be the longest race in terms of laps I think we have all season here tonight. Let's have a look at the schedule, see where we've been, see where we're going to go next week. This will be our second short track of the season in Martinsville. Watkins Glen next week, the first and only road course on the schedule. Richmond, Bristol, Michigan, Lucas Oil, and Las Vegas round out the month of September, and that is going to be the finale of this season. No playoffs as far as I'm aware, just straight through to the end. Should be a lot of fun. Speaking of where we've been, Logan, we were talking about this before, the point standings. For the first time this season, a driver not named Dustin Lewis is the points leader. Asterisk Daytona, where it was Kai Collymore. Since week 2, it has been the 53 that has led the points. No more. It is now Zechariah Cartledge at the top of the sheet.
Zechariah Cartledge taking it over with an 8-point advantage over Montgomery. 14 points over SB and Lewis, so we've still got drivers in the picture for the championship. It gets a little bit further back once you get to that 5th place spot. Jacob Cochran, 37 points back, with Jared Green 39 points back. Mark Cofield, Sean Warab, Alex Pollock, and Brandon Vies will round out the top 10. You see the back half of the top 20 up there as well. Just slowly getting further back. We've got a couple wins in the mix. Gavin Henson with one, Kai Collymore with one in the top 20. But, you know, it's impressive to see Cartledge up here at the top. This, you know, right in the middle of the season, no wins, but has that points lead at the moment.
Absolutely. We're at the point now where you're starting to kind of separate the drivers who are consistent from the drivers who just show flashes of speed. And to win a championship, you have to be consistent all the time. Whether you have the best car or not, you just have to make your bad days into decent days. But without further ado, it's time to see where these drivers qualified. And I have a feeling, Logan, this race will be won in qualifying here this evening. Let's get down trackside to the grid. Starting on the pole, Toby Ritters in the 88. Beside him, Jacob Cochran in the 8 machine. In third, Philip Martin making a start here this evening in the 64. Aaron Espy in fourth. Fifth tonight, Zechariah Cartledge, the points leader. Adam Holston in the 41 starts sixth tonight. Row 4 belongs to Michael Cole and Jeremiah Holt. In your top 10, Derek Skluttle and Dustin Lewis.
Behind the top 10, it's the 19 of Aaron Wright, next to the 9 of Matthew Montgomery in 12. David Moyer in the 47 takes up the 13th starting spot, next to Brandon Bees in the 65 and 14. Casey Bristow in the 98 starts out 15th, next to Caleb Jones in the 02. Gino Volante in the 35 starts out 17th, next to Jordan Bridges in the 45 and 18th. Last but not least, in the top 20, Jared Green and Sean Warham share row 10.
Your final 6 on the grid, Stephen McDonald came so close last week, not quite able to do it. He'll start 21st. Bradley Cross starts in 22nd in the 00. 23rd will be Kevin Satori in the 49. Jeffrey Bourne will complete row number 12. In your final row on the grid, Mark Cofield with a surprising qualifying effort, and Sam Bridges in 26th. Drivers not making the field tonight, TJ Elaine, Brandon Wallace, and Roy Sprague. Those drivers will not be able to start this race this evening. That's a look at your grid. Now we fly high above this Martinsville Speedway. Let's have a look here at that race analysis. It becomes so important here in just a little bit. 200 laps, as we said at the top of the show. Long race here tonight in terms of laps, but it shouldn't take that long on the stopwatch. Only about 19 to 20 seconds per lap here. These ones will go by pretty quickly. Pit road speed is 35 miles an hour. Very easy to speed here. Tire sets available in turn number 4. Or sorry, how about tire sets available 4? You can get them in turn 4 as well if you pit there. 2 green white checker attempts available, and 75 to 85 on fuel, meaning you will have to pit at least 2 times this evening.
Yeah, that's very interesting to see a 2-stop race here at Martinsville. Most of the time, it's not quite like that. A full fuel cell will typically see about 120 to 125 laps or so. 60% on the limitation for the fuel cell tonight. Got a couple EOLs getting served from some penalties last week. I believe Jared Green will be one of those recipients of an EOL. Aaron Espy actually received a warning last week. Alex Pollock does pick up an EOL as well. So we've got a couple drivers that'll shuffle back to the back of the field.
Some of those drivers not electing to start the race here tonight. I believe the 92 is not in the show here. Alex Pollock.
Yeah, Alex Pollock not here tonight. So that changes a little bit of things. Served next week. But here we are, pacing around Martinsville, ready for that green flag. Morgan, how you feeling about this one?
I have a nervous kind of excitement. Every time I go to Martinsville, you never really know what to expect. I've seen great racing here. I have seen some less than a stellar racing at this racetrack as well. It seems to really be one or the other. You don't ever just get a couple cautions and some good green flag runs. It either goes entirely green or you see very little of that green flag. I'm nervous for these drivers, and I'm a little nervous for us, Logan, up here in the booth. I don't know if we're quite far enough away from the chaos that could ensue on the racetrack.
are still close enough for some debris, but the pace car comes off. Down through turns 3 and 4 for the first time tonight. The green flag in the air for the NSRLA ARCA Series at Martinsville. Let's go. Starts on the pole and completes lap 1, still in control. Contact with the inside wall.
That was cartilage.
Puts the left front into the pit wall. Doesn't look to be too damaged from that, however.
Yeah, that is not what you want. Oh, spinner, the 98's around. Bristow. No caution, there's the caution.
68 there as well of Stephen McDonald, a little contact.
That looked from my initial look like it was just some lockup on the rear tires, a little brake bias, but we're going to see here in just a moment.
Down that back stretch again into turn 3. A little bit of a checkup just ahead. I think that's what it was. He wasn't prepared for the 47 to have to slam on the brakes.
Agreed.
So didn't just pump the brakes a little bit too hard, locked him up. Obviously, we saw what happened from there. McDonald got involved. The 02 got a little tap to the back bumper, put a little tap to the back bumper of the 68.
McDonald has a meatball out of that. He got much heavier damage than I think we expected. The front tires in that car are not doing all that well. You can see, oh, and Cofield's going to get into him as well. And that is not what you need to see this early in the race for the 68.
At all. The meatball flag within the first 5 laps, it's not a good omen.
Not at all.
See if McDonald's will elect to use that fast repair this early, or if we're going to just go ahead and naturally fix it, try to fight back to the lead lap. We got 200 laps. We've started out with 1 caution in the first 5. You got a good chance to get back to the lead lap before we see that checkered flag again.
The only problem is that because this racetrack is so short and this pit road is so long, obviously you enter in turn 4 into 3 and you exit out of 2. It's very hard to fix damage here. You just don't get a lot of time to do so. So that's the concern, is that if the car is too badly damaged, you're going to lose all that time. You pretty much have to take a fast repair this early in the race.
Looks like McDonald does elect to use that fast repair, as well as Bradley Cross, the
Right.
00. Not sure if that was intentional to use that. I don't recall seeing the 00 get wrapped up.
I'd have to think if you're
Cross,
hitting pit
another-
road at this time in the race, it for a reason. Because again, we're so, like, the laps are so short here that it's not a fuel concern or a tire concern pitting this early. It's got to be some sort of damage. Only 4 drivers have hit the pit lane: Cofield, Martin, McDonald, and Cross so far in this race.
McDonald and Cross will both fall 1 lap down. So we'll see both of them fighting for that lucky dog position or a wave around as we get through this race. Toby Ritter's in control on the inside. Jacob Cochran on the outside. The 8 still make up the first row. Green flag for the 2nd time tonight. And Ritter's with a big jump on the bottom. That'll get him well clear of the outside line. Keeps it low down through turns 1 and 2. We've got some 2 wide, 3 wide action back there, and a little bit of blinking coming from the 61 of Zechariah Cartledge in 4th place.
And moved way up out of the groove as well at the 61. Not sure if that was intentional, but definitely gave Aaron Espy a big hole to go down on the bottom there. Figure it out.
Espy's going to stick to that driver door of Cartledge as the battle for 2nd heats up. We've got the 10 of Derek Sklottel challenging on the outside of Jacob Cochran. Ritter's liking what he's seeing in the rearview mirrors. They tick off 1 more lap here. Starting lap 9, still very early on in the race. A lot of side-by-side battles. You'll see this eventually start to single file out. Couldn't quite get the advantage to take away that top line on the entry.
Oh, car hard in the wall. That's Holston. It's way high, exiting that corner, and got a big piece of the wall. Looks like that car is going to be okay. No major damage. That was definitely a hard hit for the 41. A little further back here, too, we got some drivers getting crossed up and out of shape. The 78, Sam Bridgers, just had a big moment as well off of turn 2.
Very high up on the track. Sam Bridges is going to lose yet another position and a following position. Mark Cofield trying to claw his way back to the field. A little bit further up around that 65. Brandon Fees now in the top 10 up 4 positions before you start getting challenged to the inside. The 35, Gino Volante gets a good run down in 3 and 4, but a little sideways off the exit. Oh, nearly into the back bumper. Maybe did make contact with the 65. I thought I saw the back end lift a little bit there, Morgan.
Yeah, he got close to him. I don't think he actually hit him, but definitely got really close. And you can see a lot of these drivers are really punishing those front tires, pushing really hard. As Volante lost a lot of positions there. He was up in 11th, back to 15th only 1 lap later. Definitely must have had an issue there, but you can see a lot of wheel in the 35 right now. Let's just watch him compared to the 09 as we go into the corner here. Look how much different the steering wheel he has in it comparatively. So this is Volante. You can see that wheel all the way. He's got that thing crossed all the way over.
Really scrubbing those front tires. The grip
Versus-
not working right now.
Versus Toby Ritters. Let's watch him go into the corner. See
Barely
that
a 90-degree difference there.
that right hand is not even at the top of the steering wheel, whereas Volante's got, oh, and he spun around the 35. No caution. Still no caution. Let's go back and see as he's right in front of the leaders here.
Into turn 3. Well clear from the inside. The
Oh,
15.
he got help.
Does a little bit of help. Looked like maybe some net code there even, Morgan. Saw a little bit of a gap between those two.
Yeah, definitely possible at a racetrack this small. I mean, we're not talking about very much the difference between being in somebody's door and not being in somebody's door. And Bristow got the worst of that. He's got the meatball flag. He's going to hit to repair it as the field chases down the 35 of Volante, who is the last driver on the lead lap, back in 24th position.
Now, as a leader of this, as Toby Ritters, are you nervous at any?
Cochran
And
spin.
a caution.
Jacob Cochran's around. 8 was running in 3rd.
Is not ideal. Started on the front row for this most recent restart. Back here on the VSPEED instant replay, keep an eye on that 8. All over the back bumper of Ritter, so he was actually running second at the time.
He got hit by the 10. Yeah, he got a lot of help. Oh, he hit the wall hard too. That's not what you want to see. Let's have a look at it from the 10. This is about half a lap before.
Almost makes contact there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to the 10's credit, that hole was open for a split second. I just don't quite think he realized what line the 8 was trying to take.
Yeah, maybe that the diamond kind of line didn't quite work out there for the 8 of Cochran. But, you know, you got to try it.
Right.
It's early, 20 laps into the race, and you're still trying to find where the grip is on the track. Weather not a big factor tonight, so you can use a lot of different strategies here whenever it comes to corner entry, corner exit. Only 77 degrees on the track surface, so a very cool temperature for these tires to not get burnt up.
Yeah, definitely right about that. It is. It's cold out here, and as long as you aren't cheese grating those front tires like we've seen off the 35 earlier, you should be okay to really run these tires the entire run. You should be able to make it 75, 80, 85 laps pretty easily on the front tires. It would really be the rear tires you got to worry about. We've seen a few drivers with a pretty heavy right foot get squarely off the corner. That's what you have to worry about, because you won't be able to get off the corner very well, that's where the speed comes from this racetrack.
Yeah, it's all about that exit speed, being able to carry it down. You know, you can really back up the corner and focus on a good mid-corner and exit, and that'll overcome, you know, anybody that's really trying to dive bomb to the inside. You can cross them over. That's a pretty good move. Just got to take advantage of it. Keep an eye on the rearview mirror. We've got a long way before we start seeing those hyper-aggressive moves being made like that. We've got a new front row candidate here, Derek Sklottel. After the issue with the 8 of Cotran, finds his way back to 23rd. Still on the lead lap. Toby Ritter still in control. Sklottel on the outside. Espy and Cartledge, row number 2. Green flag waves again. And Ritter's again with a big jump on the inside line. The control playing a big factor for that 88, but the 10, Sklottel, holds onto that right rear quarter panel down through turns 1 and 2.
The top 2, single file out. Cartledge, points leader, up to 3rd. Espy on the inside, big crash. Caleb Jones is around. Sam Bridges as well.
2, faring the worst of it here. Got pushed down into turn 3, got the back end slid around.
Go back one more. I think this all really started on the restart. I saw the 02 did not get a good jump. I think he was restarting in too high of a gear because the 47 and the 09 were on him immediately. And I think that is what caused this. He never was able to get positive momentum at any point on this restart. Let's check it out here. Oh, it was the 65 didn't go. So he gets pushed out of line, and he just can't get himself back right. The 65 goes way high, even more of a weird spot for the 02. Then he gets turned by the 65.
65 ends up coming down into traffic, makes a little bit more contact, and then some more hard on the brakes, a little bit sideways, didn't quite catch the number. A couple saves in the mix as well.
The 15 got a piece of it. It's like the 47 got away from it okay.
Might have been looking at the 68 of Stephen McDonald working through that, locking up the rear tires. Not entirely positive, but we're back under caution here. Lap 26. 3 of them so far, 0 lead changes to this point. Toby Ritter started on the pole. He's controlled the race so far. You gotta be feeling pretty good about that, Morgan.
I have seen races happen here where the pole sitter leads every lap. So it's possible. I think you were in that race, Logan, actually, the one I'm thinking of. Saturday Night Racing a couple of years ago. Either that or you were commentating. I think you were around that race somewhere, but it's happened. We've seen it. That's why I mentioned at the start of the grid, I think qualifying is going to win you this race here today.
Qualifying position is going to be your biggest factor. Obviously, we've got the potential for 2 pit stops, so that does change some things. At the rate that we're going, we might be able to make this just a 1-stop race. So it's interesting to see. We'll see if we can get a good green flag run put together. That will be the telltale sign of how this one is going to play out. Let's see if Ritters can get yet another massive jump off of this green flag, and away we go once more, and he does exactly that. Stays low on the entry of 1. Sklottel again tries to hang on to that right rear quarter, dives it a little bit too deep, comes out wide, makes contact with the wall. The 3 of Espy gets around the inside for position number 2.
A new challenger for the lead here. It's Espy, and then right behind him, Montgomery in the tire tracks, trying to get around the 10 machine here, and Cartledge starting to fall back as well a little bit.
For Montgomery, only 8 points back. He's looking to have a good finish, maybe a win here, but at least trying to stay ahead of that 61 of Cartledge and close that gap. We've got a very short schedule ahead of us till the end of all of this. The season's gone by rather quickly as we're on board now with Derek Sklottel stuck on the outside. Matthew Montgomery down on the inside, battling it out for his 3rd position. You can see just how tight it is. Montgomery is all over that front left quarter panel there on that corner exit. We've got another issue on track down in turns 1 and 2. David Moyer around and backed it into the wall. contact down the front stretch there.
Got a lot of help.
My Lord, the 24 did not like the contact.
I actually don't know who that is. There is no 24 in this session, so not sure who that was. Find him eventually.
Still here.
Not Breeze. Yeah, I'm not sure who that is. Oh, it's Bradley Cross.
Yeah, Bradley Cross. 00 on the timing. 24 on the car.
Okay.
Ships the 47 down into the corner.
Let's go back one more here. There we go. Let's go from an onboard.
See, the 47 gets slowed up on corner exit. You get a really good closure rate, and then 47 goes for a block. Bradley Cross didn't quite anticipate the braking zone, it seems. Just gets right into the back bumper of David Moyer, ships him around, backs it into the wall. Big damage on the back end of the 47.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to see at this point in the race. But again, we mentioned it a few times. Only 34 laps in. We got a lot of race left here. Only 17% into this thing. If you're a math person, you want to look at it that way. So that is, that's the good news. The bad news is you got to get out of the middle and the back of the pack if you're going to have a shot at this thing. You can't win it from 30th, right? You get 26th, I guess. You have to be up at the front of the field, up in the top 5 to even have a shot at this thing. That's a lot easier said than done to get up to that position.
That it is. This track is so short, there's not many passing opportunities. You have to be very careful as to how you go about it. You can wait until a little bit longer in the run. Let these tires start to wear down. Let these drivers get loose off the corners. I've seen plenty of races won at these short tracks like Martinsville, where it comes down to who saved the most tire early on and was able to turn laps that were a quarter of a second faster at the back half of the run. We're expecting that 75 to 85 laps of fuel, so that's a long window to see some tire wear come into play.
That only works, though, if you get those long runs.
That it does. The pacing only extends the life. Toby Ritter's in control again. Green flag waves and a big jump once more. We're no stranger to it, but that one's even bigger than what we've seen so far. Espy couldn't quite keep it there. Challenge to the inside. Matthew Montgomery looks to take over the second spot.
All right, Olsen just had a massive hit of the wall, drove all the way down across the nose of all those cars to get back to the bottom. Thought that was going to be a caution back there. So we got the 9 leaning on the 3. Where have we seen this before?
Sure, but we're seeing it right here, right now. The second place battle heating up as Ritter's, again, loves to see this in the rearview mirror. He's got all the clean air that he could ask for just watching his top components, top contenders rather, battle it out for that second spot, just chewing up the tires. Remember, we talked about just 11 degrees of banking in the corners here. So it's a very flat track. If you're going to send it down into the corner, you're likely going to slide all the way up. Depending on how hard you're on the brakes, nearly contact.
Oh, it is contact.
The 8 gets spun around again. We're going to stack him up. Fee's big hit from behind the 45. Jordan Bridges, no contact.
No caution.
Yellow. No caution on the track.
Where's the
all
caution?
The contact.
Oh my goodness. We're going to go back and look at that one. That looked intentional. I don't know what the 19 was doing.
To also lose the front bumper there.
So 19's on the outside here. It goes way down the racetrack and just, I'm not really sure. I was never going to make the corner that low. Bad day, it goes worse for the 8.
I think that's a challenge to the inside to try and make the 8 of Cochran overdrive, but ends up overdriving himself.
Yeah, that works great unless you move the guy. And the 02 is stacking him all up behind him. He's running the modified division right now. He's P12. The top of the 11 in front of him have pulled away by 2.8 seconds. And Gaggle behind him just cannot get around him.
15 now struggling. Jared Green trying to crack his way up ahead of Caleb Jones. He'll have a chance to battle for the top 10 spots once he makes that ground all up. As you can see, nearly a full straightaway ahead at this point. That equates to about 2 seconds there, roughly 3 seconds maybe. And you know, it looks like a lot more than what it really is.
And Scluttle just dropped from the session, so your second place runner is no longer here.
What's happened to Derek Sclottle. We'll see if we can get some sort of insight there, as I'm still seeing him on the track. The 10 now back in the 24th position.
Yeah, strange. Very strange. All contact there too for the 10.
One thing to make note of, Morgan, we didn't quite talk about it at the top of the show, but tonight, race control in full control of the cautions. High racing cautions have been turned off, so it makes it a little bit more difficult, a lot more weight on the shoulders of Brett Wren tonight.
Yeah, absolutely right about that. He has all the decisions to make this evening. And there's also going to be no incident black flags. Things that we've had over the last few weeks, drivers have been complaining about them. That will not be an issue tonight because of the nature of this racetrack. And we see guys leaning on each other here for a top 5 position. We're going to go 3 wide, maybe not. There will be no black flags for those 17, 21, 25 incident point limits. So drivers can do whatever they got to do here tonight.
That means you'll see a lot of bump and runs later on in the race. Those little 1 and 2x incidents don't matter anymore.
I should say the points penalty is still there, though. Still a points penalty for every 6. You get 1 point taken off your championship total. So that is still in effect. So you don't want to go too crazy, but you don't have to worry about losing the race because of it, just maybe the championship.
We still have plenty of races to make up for here in the back half of the schedule. Up front, it's the 3 of SB. He's closed that gap up now to just a 1/4 of a second. Toby Ritters has caught up to some lap traffic. 64 of Philip Martin has cracked his way into the top 5, challenging with Matthew Montgomery. Montgomery does get the advantage here. Toby Ritters finally able to navigate some of this lap traffic. That was the 59 of Roy Sprague that goes 1 lap down now. Next one on the board will be Bradley Cross in the 00, or the 24 on the screen, rather. You see him there high up on the track, staying out of the way. Here's our opportunity to see that long green flag run, see what kind of strategy can be pulled out of the hat tonight here, Morgan.
Absolutely. If you can make this run all the way, remember we've had, let's go look at a quick recap here. We've had 4 cautions, so that's about 12 pace laps. Potentially 16 pace laps at a 2-to-1 ratio. You're going to add, 6 to 8 laps to your 80 lap window. So you can go about to lap 88 would be my estimate if everything is, true and all that. So about 35 laps left on this run. Then from there, put 4 Goodyears on it and do it again. Do another 85. That should get you with a short stop to the end.
Should, the big talks always in the pits are, taking the least amount of fuel. So you want to be able to run this out as long as you can as a challenge from the inside. The 97 of Mark Cofield. He's moving up into that 8th position. 33 of Dustin Lewis.
Up 17 spots, too. Had a bad qualifying effort.
Yeah, forgot about that. Mark Cofield at the very back row of this one to start tonight.
Oh,
Big
contact!
move.
Oh, he got him!
To be inside the 47. Moyer goes around, or
Michael Cole.
Apologize. Michael Cole, the 41.
No caution.
43. I'm all over the board.
43.
No caution.
There it is, Logan. 43.
He does collect it. Now you can see where it kind of looks like a 7 whenever he's sideways and rolling up the track.
I could see that.
But ultimately did a great job to collect it. Maybe a slight tap to the wall, maybe a little bit of damage on the right rear fender, right rear bumper area, maybe a little bit of damage on the spoiler. Just seems to be doing all right so far. Impressed to see that one stay green. That had potential to collect a couple more cars there.
Absolutely. That could have been a lot worse than it ended up being, folks. And yeah, good driving there by Cole to not make it any worse than it was. I don't think the damage is too bad either, just a loss of track position. But I mean, he was in the top 10, and I remember I spoke about earlier, there was that big gap back to the 02 and 11. That gap is still 2 seconds. So Michael Cole didn't really lose any positions, just some time on the racetrack.
Mark Cofield running in the 8th position, so Cole would have been in the 8th position during that. Only lost 2 spots. It's not too bad considering the circumstances. That's right. Where, you know, the incident earlier that we saw that didn't result in the caution, that comes back to benefit him, to keep him in the top 10. That gap, that separation there was caused about 20 laps ago.
Yeah, definitely right about that one. And I want to just highlight this 8 machine. It looks like a short track car. Been beaten and battered and everything except for the right front. Currently sitting here in 12th, rebounding from the back of the field. Remember, he's got spun once and then had some pretty heavy contact with the 19 machine. He was still right on his back bumper not too long ago. Just trying to get back up to the front.
It's a long drive.
Yes.
26 cars in the field tonight. Actually seeing 27 on the timing and scoring. It's a very long drive on a track that's so short and, again, does not present many passing opportunities. You know, we've seen Toby Ritters in full control of this race since the very start of it. 61 laps led so far, coming around to make it 62. You know, you have to think it really does come down to that qualifying effort.
Definitely, and part of it too, he's got a teammate right behind him in Aaron Espy, the team owner, in fact, doesn't want to see one of his cars get tore up. Toby Ritter's right now doing everything he needs to do to hold the lead. Espy's not pressuring him too hard, but Montgomery right behind him and Philip Martin behind Montgomery. Those guys are not teammates. They would love to get this lead and drive off in the sunset. Montgomery for the 3rd time this year.
We're catching up to now more lap traffic. Let's see how Ritters navigates this group. 49 goes down first. Kevin Satori, 20th position now, 19 cars on the lead lap. 35 of Gino Volante, who we've seen having troubles here in the mid part of this run, is now going to fall victim 1 lap down to both of our leaders, Ritters and Espy. Side-by-side battle, looking to the inside, goes to 64, Philip Martin. Jeremiah Holt stuck on the outside, loses that position. Martin now into the top 5. Here we go with the 9 of Montgomery, able to get around, no problems, around the 35 of Volante. It's impressive to see that we are just down to 18 cars on the lead lap, not even halfway through this race yet.
Not even halfway, just past halfway in this run. I mean, these guys are absolutely flying up at the front. Ritters, Espy, and Montgomery have gapped, you know, the back part of this field. It's been very impressive. One driver I want to do a quick onboard with. He's still on the lead lap. Brandon Vies has got the driver cam with us tonight. Let's go have a look at it here.
Might as well. Our one and only driver camera, I believe. The information still stands
still correct. Yeah, still correct. There's a 65.
There he is. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yes, he's got some nice gloves too. I have ones very similar to that. They took off at least 2 tenths, at least every lap.
Well, at that rate, Brandon Vies should be in control of this race.
I would think so. Appreciate the driver cam from him. Yeah, appreciate the driver cam from Brandon Vies, getting us a little bit of a glimpse inside of the life of some of these sim racers.
You know, we were talking about Ritters and Espy. Alex Pollock in the YouTube chat seems to have something differently to say about that. Espy will dump his teammate if he has to. So, Morgan, you might keep an eye on that 3. We might see him junk his own car here for a win tonight.
Yeah, he might dump his own teammate, but he definitely won't block him at Daytona or Talladega with a 20-mile-an-hour faster run. Hey, Alex? No shade at all. No shade. Anyway, we're here at Martinsville. It's been a fun one so far. Great run. Volante's the first one on the pit lane here.
Fun fact from Alex Pollock as well. Also, Gino Volante's birthday.
Yes, it's always Gino's birthday. Yes, happy birthday. Oh, Montgomery contact.
The 64 and the 9 got into it there.
How did they save it? My goodness.
That corner exit was pretty treacherous. It looked like the 9 got a little bit loose on the top side. The 64 was holding position on the inside line. Got into each other. But it all works out just fine. We've seen that a couple times so far. The driving ability here tonight is quite impressive.
It is. And Zechariah Cartlidge just caught up to your top 2. He's right on the back bumper. SB. Oh, that's a dangerous place to put the nose. Wick's getting turned up here.
Might have had the wrong driver in mind, saying that SB might turn his own teammate. I can see Zechariah Cartlidge coming up here. Maybe using that chrome horn a little bit.
He could probably make a snooker shot and take them both out.
And he could. Pinball action. Nine still being challenged from Philip Martin from behind the 64. We got Jeremiah Holt in the picture, about a half-second back. We got a big gap back to the 97 Mark Cofield, still running in that 7th position. Dustin Lewis, Adam Holston, Michael Cole will round out your top 10. Jacob Cochran right there, though, in that 11th position. As he does make the move, Cochran back to the top 10 after driving from the back end of the field.
Yeah, top 10 is definitely going to help him in the points. Remember, he's up in the top 6 in points, so wants to have a good race and continue on that momentum he's built early in the season. So we are working through traffic at a quick rate here. The top 16 on the lead lap, all the way back to Caleb Jones, who's still leading the modified division here.
If you can't get a win in the Xfinity class, you can at least get the win in the modified class here tonight. I don't dislike that thought process, at least.
We're all winners, Logan. We're all winners tonight. Just don't tell the drivers that.
Okay, I can do that. Ritters, SB still working together here. I've seen SB and Ritters start to separate their driving lines on corner entry. It seems that the 3 might be trying to hold back that 61 of Zechariah Cartlidge from being able to attack for the lead. I have to think that team orders might come into play.
Yeah, definitely possible here. Right in front of the leaders, driver in the fence. Jeremiah Holt as well, maybe on pit road. Yes, he is. It's pit stop time. Start of the sequence. These are the leaders here. Some of them on pit road. Curious to see what it looks like with their pit stop times here.
Montgomery hits the box first. I'd expect to see around that 13-second mark. 4 tires and full fuel here.
There goes Ritters and Cartlidge.
Montgomery and Holt both out of their box. 14-1 for Montgomery, 14 flat for Holt. Squaddle will join the party down pit road. Side-by-side drag race down pit road at that.
I don't think race control is going to like cutting through the boxes on the entry to pit road to get an advantage. We'll have to see if there's a warning given for that sort of incident, but that definitely is a bit of an unfair and safety concern as well, being able to cut through those pit boxes like that.
Shaving the time off on the entry, but Cartlidge shaves some time off. Looks like he's going to take 2 right side tires and full fuel. The 61 already out of the box. Ritter's 14 flat, 4 tires and fuel. Everybody else will follow suit. Everybody, Squaddle changes it up. He also goes with the right side tire strategy.
Well, Squaddle has to catch back up from the connecting issue we had, so SB hits pit road here. That's going to cycle the lead back to...
Squaddle gets a black flag, though.
Oh, no. Too fast exiting potentially here. Remember, no incident point penalties. They're all IRA. Oh, there's a car out. It's the leader, Ritters. What happened to Ritters? That is the worst time for a caution. There's only 7 drivers on the lead lap.
I think there's contact involved here. Toby Ritter's very unhappy over the race comms. Back on the VSPEED instant replay, let's find out.
Oh, Montgomery maybe got him.
Challenges to the inside. There's
He's good
separation there, but it is
Oh, he
on
got
the
him.
exit. Yeah.
He got him. Yeah, that's unfortunate for both of those guys. They both got put in a much worse spot because of it.
Yeah, we have only 7 cars now on the lead lap. Philip Martin, Dustin Lewis, Adam Holston, Jacob Cochran, Brandon Vees, Aaron Espy, Caleb Jones. So we'll have one get their lap back there for the lucky dog. Everybody else will have to hope for the wave around. So everybody ahead should.
They should all be pitting. Oh, Sean Warrow. Yes, he does pit. That would have absolutely thrown a wrench into it if he didn't hit pit road, but it looks like everyone is going to pit of the leaders. Martin gets a good stop. I think he will win the race off pit road here.
Looks like the 64 will assume the lead of the race. Big move there for Philip Martin. Adam Holston, Dustin Lewis, Jacob Cochran, Aaron Espy will round out your top 5. So luck falls their way. The rest of the field will get their lap back as we are seeing it now. Wave around coming into play, I believe. Never mind. Sean Warrup will lead that pack. So it's from 11th place back to 21st with Stephen McDonald 1 lap down. Sam Bridges in 22nd, 2 laps down with Kevin Satori. It is 3 laps down for Moyer, Volante, Sprague, and Sklottle now.
Yeah, this race has got turned on its head. Absolutely.
This is the scary thing here as well, Morgan. It's a caution breeds caution type of situation. We just made our really what could be our only attempt at a green flag pit stop. If we pick back up on the cautions again, this could be just that one-stop race that we mentioned.
Yeah, definitely possible, and it caught some very good drivers, very fast drivers a lap down. Montgomery, of course. Ritter's led a lot of laps. He's a lap down. You know, those guys had a shot at winning this race if the cycle concludes. It didn't conclude. And now you got guys like Cochran who he's going to get his position back essentially from where he was before. He was up in the top 5 before he had the issue. Espy as well as in the top 5. It's definitely changed everything, the way that this caution happened. Yeah, I don't know. This is going to put this race on its head.
Don't forget, Philip Martin started 3rd.
Right.
So he's back up to where he pretty well started this race. Now in control of this one.
He was the only
Adam
one of the top 5 to not pit in the cycle.
Interesting. See if he can get the jump that we've seen Ritter's get. Bottom line, in control, green flag in the air. Didn't quite get out as far, but does get clear of the 41. Adam Holston stuck on the outside there. Will try to slide in behind Philip Martin. So they're both going to separate away from the pack here for the time being.
Stephen McDonald with a black flag.
A lot of battling in the back.
78's in the fence. Sam Bridges hard in the wall. No caution.
Scatters everybody coming down the front stretch. Holds it up high. A little bit of right front damage there for Bridges. That's going to hold him up quite a bit. Still side by side here in the middle of the pack, just outside of the top 5. Seen some passes still be made, but it's already starting to single file out. The 65 up. Brandon Vees will challenge to the inside of the 45. This is for that 12.
Oh, right in the back of the 09.
Bridges.
Oh, man, that was close.
Brandon Vees 2 laps down, so not battling for position with the 45. Still trying to get back up there.
We got guys wrecking. 15's around.
15's sideways for the entire field.
Caution is out.
Oh, big hit now on the 15. We just missed that one.
That started a while ago. That was, oh my goodness. Holy cow, Moyer quick on the brake pedal there. That could have been a lot worse. This
The
started
brakes
a
work
long...
on the 47, that's for sure.
Oh, they do. This started a long while ago. Oh, it was the 19 and the 47 where this started. Let's go back one more here.
You see the big hit on the nose of the 15 too after he gets turned around.
Absolutely.
He's losing the front clip on that car.
So we see everyone moving and shaking here. We're 3 wide. Moyer's up out of the groove in the 47, just trying to get out of the way. Cole's in the middle here. I don't think the 19, he just missed the corner. Then the 15 couldn't quite save it. Oh, he got drilled by the 90. I think the 90 hit the wrong pedal.
See if we can get on board there with the 98. That'd be interesting to see. Casey Bristow, and that moved down right in front of David Moyer. I'm impressed with the reaction and the brakes, just able to hold, not lock them up and slide right into it. Here we go, on board now with Bristow. Sees the carnage on the inside, and yeah, I think he hammered down until that very last second, trying to make that gap on the outside between the wall and the car. Didn't work out.
Yeah, I just don't know if he maybe didn't see that accident. I mean, we don't have a great shot of it here on the onboards, but that A-pillar is pretty big. It's hard to see around it, so, and a spinning car would be right in that A-pillar. That may be what happened there, but also that'll be the end of the day for Bristow. That was his second massive incident, and he's already used the fast repair once, so I imagine he will be done for the day here.
As well as Jared Green.
Yeah, Green has left the session. He has had enough.
Bristow looks like he's going to stick it out, still hanging out in the car down there on pit road, trying to get it fixed up. He falls back 2 laps down now. We'll hold the 21st position for the time being until we come back around again. Then our 3-lap and 4-lap car will get back to it. We're going to extend the caution here as we are still shuffling in the back half of the pack, trying to find out where we're at here. We got some 3 wide under pacing.
Yeah, not sure.
Yeah, nearly contact on the front.
I don't know what's going on here. I think it had something to do with the 61 of cartilage having a connection issue. I think that may have something to do with it. Also, we have a lot of cars a lap down here. They're just trying to figure out where to line up. It definitely, and we're still 3 wide under pacing. I don't know. This is some difficult stuff here further back in the field.
Well, the pace car is going to come off. We're going to go green either way. Still trying to figure it out back there, but the 64 in control. Philip Martin with Adam Holston to the outside. Barney the flag man, green flag in the air, drops it once again here at Martinsville to start the back half of the race. Lap 102.
Well, cartilage was massive connection issues. He doesn't know where he is on the racetrack. Was inside of SP's car for a minute. A great jump by Philip Martin. He waited until the very end of the restart zone, got a good jump over Holston, who we've seen in the wall at least half a dozen times so far in this race. I'm surprised the 41's still rolling.
Doing a good job to mitigate the damage on the 41, holding down that second place spot. Single filed out through the top 12, it looks like. Little bit of shuffling at the back of the field between some of our lap traffic.
Jeffrey Bohr, oh, spin! Oh, maybe not. Contact, there's a spin.
78.
Oh man, it's bumper cars back here, the 09. I think he hit every car in the frame there at that moment. He was the lucky dog machine. Already got the lucky dog. He wouldn't be eligible on that one because of the contact, but what happened here to Sam Bridges? Right behind Jordan Bridges. Oh, locked up the tire. Oh, the 49 got spun. And then trying to get out of the way, 78 crosses over the 49. And what happened to Kevin Story? Man,
that could have been a lot worse.
Could have been. Probably should have been, really.
Update on Bristow. He has pulled it back to the garage. Needed too much to repair for second retirement of the race.
Yeah, the 45 just didn't really cut him a break. And then the other Bridges car got the worst of it, so that's interesting. And Moyer got put in the fence. Yeah, just chaos back here in the field.
Great call there by race control. Brett Wren threw that caution flag in enough time to try to keep as many cars out of it as possible. That was a pretty well-timed caution, in my opinion. That
could have been a lot worse.
That could have been a whole lot worse.
Absolutely. Yeah, great job by Brett Wren there. Race control being able to keep that from becoming a 10-car pileup, keeping it to just a single car spin off the front bumper somebody else. But Logan, we are not that far away from a potential pit stop under caution to get us to the end of this race. I don't believe any of these guys can make it from here. I think you're still going to have to pit here in the next 10 or so laps. Curious to see if strategy ends up prevailing in this one.
Yeah, once we get back to that green flag, we'll be right at that 20 lap mark on this current stint. So you certainly wouldn't be able to extend it all the way to the end. We know our data shows anywhere from 75 to 85 laps on a green flag run. Obviously not seeing a full run so far. 7 cautions on the night, 2 lead changes. Philip Martin still in control. Pace car lights will go out. We'll double them up and get back to that green flag here momentarily. But yeah, it all depends. You know, we might see another run develop here where it might be a while before we see these cars bring it back down for that second visit to pit road. Or we might see a caution in the next 10 laps and allow these drivers to make that call, see if they can make it all the way to lap 200 from 120. Philip Martin has the bottom line. Adam Olsen to the outside, Dustin Lewis, Aaron Espy back up in the top 5 here for this restart. Green flag waves once more. And a huge jump that time for Philip Martin. Dives it down into turn 1 with no contest from the outside. The 33 of Dustin Lewis does get to the inside of 41. Nothing doing down the backstretch. Loses that ground. Aaron Espy now to the outside. 2x2 there. And more contact down in 3 and 4. We've got 2, one up in the wall, one sideways on the track.
Satori again. Oh, the 20 of Waro involved in this one. I think he's on the lead lap. Let's see where the 20 is on the timing and scoring, but oh, he's 17th, 1 lap down. Anyway, let's have a look and see what happened here.
They only are top 11 on the lead lap.
49 just missed the corner.
All the way down to the bottom. Sam Bridges was able to get on the brakes that time, gets to the inside, doesn't collect up any more damage. 49 and the 20 pick up a little bit of extra damage and all the way back into the field.
Absolutely. I think now, just past halfway is a great time for a quick side-by-side presented to you by Juicy Spider. You're not going to miss a moment of the action. Stay tuned. Be back in just about a minute.
We're back here live at Martinsville for the NSRLA ARCA series. Presented by Diesel Laptops here tonight. 113 in the book so far as we come around to start lap 114, still under caution. We've Had a handful of them so far. That makes number 8 on the night. Still just the 2 lead changes. And our pole setter of the night, who led the most laps to start this one out. 82 laps led for Toby Ritters. Finds his way 1 lap down in 13th. But if he can keep the nose clean, find one more caution, Ritters will be back on the lead lap next time. Pace car comes down. Martin's still in control. He had a great jump last time. Let's see if he can repeat that. Holston on the outside. Lewis and Espy still in row 2. Cochran, Cofield, row 3. Green flag waves as some of the field still catching up. And a big jump from the bottom once more, but the 41 does a great job to hold on to the outside. Dustin Lewis keeps himself
spin!
right in the
Cofield! And the 45 of Bridges. Bridges still sideways. No caution.
Control going to let that one play out. They do get it straightened back up. They're back going down the back stretch. They will be out of the way of our race leaders. We're going to see if we can extend this one a little bit here, Morgan. I like the call.
And that single car was able to get refired. Everyone's pretty much single filed out here for most of the field. Cochran looking to try and get that spot away from Lewis and continued to climb back up to where he was pre-spin. Remember, he was running in 3rd. He got tagged from behind and went around, and here comes his teammate Espy with the hole he just made. Gonna put Lewis back 2 spots.
Got Cochran back up on the podium now. Espy will look to follow. His teammate duo carving their way through the field here. Remember, Cochran had to come all the way back from the back of the field. Quite the impressive drive, although the positions gained won't show it as he is down 1. Started on the outside of row number 1 119 laps ago. Martin has a 3/4 of a second lead over Adam Holston. Holston under fire from Jacob Cochran. Aaron Espy looking to make a move as well. The rest of the field single filed out until you get to about that roughly 9th, 8th position, right in that area in the back half of the top 10.
What is happening?
Side.
Oh my goodness.
We're still green on the track, but big incident as we came down the front stretch there. A couple cars in the wall, a lot of tire smoke. It still has not cleared out of the way. We've got one bringing it down.
Heavy damage from Michael Cole.
I think was the one that ended up getting into the wall. Trying to get it back here up on my replay just to confirm.
Oh, the 0-2. Big shot in the back bumper. Jeremiah Holt moved him up out of the way. Here comes Cofield. Oh, man. We are really got gloves off here as the 0-2 is driving it deep into these corners.
Trying to make up some of that ground. Caleb Jones finally regains that front bumper. Finding some speed doing so, but Holt going to be all over the back bumper down through turns 1 and 2. Maybe looking to repay that little shove that he just got from Jones. Cofield holding down that 9th position and looking to claw his way up again. Started at the back of the field. 25th on the night, up 16 so far. 33 of Dustin Lewis trying to challenge for the top 5. Zechariah Cartledge of the 61. Looking to make his points lead extend a little bit here as we get to the back half of the race.
Yeah, Montgomery not having a good day. Back in his 11th, first driver, or last driver on the lead lap, I should say, almost a lap down. However, he's only about 5 seconds in front of that leader, so points fall won't be too bad if it finishes like it is. They would actually be pretty close to tied after this, all things considered. I think it'd be a 2-point lead for Montgomery if it were to end in this fashion.
Aaron Espy 14 points back, sitting in that 3rd spot, tied with Dustin Lewis. So keep those two on your radar as well. Espy holding down the 4th spot, Lewis in 6th. So this points battle could get even more heated up at the end of this one. Get around some of that lap traffic here. SB on board with him right now. Started in that 4th position, got 3 laps led early. Now just trying to claw his way back to the podium. Following Holston here as Jacob Cochran was able to get around back to the 2nd position, trying to chase down Philip Martin, but 2 seconds back from that number 1 spot.
Yeah, Philip Martin is absolutely putting on a clinic heading it around this racetrack. 2 seconds here is an eternity. That's essentially a half of one of the corners at this place. That's a long ways here. So I'm curious to see if this pace can be kept up, if they'll have it for the entire run. When do you pit? Lots of questions still to answer here.
It is. The window is open, by the way. So I would say if we see another yellow flag, we'll likely see the entire field bring it down, except for the drivers trying to get back to the lead lap. Bring it down, top off on fuel, get a fresh set of tires. We had a couple sets to go through here tonight. Might as well use them. And it'll be a drag race, a full-out sprint all the way to the end. We're going to see that yellow come out now, as we've got an issue down in turns 1 and 2. The 78 and the 19 wrapped up again. Aaron Wright and Sam Bridges.
These 2 drivers running by themselves back here in the field. And 19 just came up the racetrack in the braking zone. Yeah, I would imagine that he'd be frustrated about that. It's an interesting incident. Let's have a look at it from a bit of a higher view here. Maybe get a different look at what happened. So there's a 19 on the bottom behind him. 19 clearly a lot faster.
19 got a really good run around the bottom of 3 and 4.
Yeah,
Sam Bridges.
He just turned up the racetrack. We went up across that hash mark, and yeah, not enough room left for the 78 to make the corner.
What you could do in that situation is put your passenger side window right on the wall, and either way you're damaging yourself and losing that position either way, but there's just nowhere to go for Bridges in that situation.
Absolutely right. Drivers on pit road. Holston, Espy, Lewis, Cochran. All your front runners, save for Montgomery, Cartledge, and Martin just left pit road. It's a bit of a shakeup here. Gamble for the 9 machine. Would be the only driver, in fact, who did pit here. Everyone else came down pit road for at least fuel only for Cartledge, 2 tires for Martin, 4 tires for Cochran and Holston. Not sure about Espy. I don't see what he did in the pit box. Yeah, this is the window to get to the end here, so I think Montgomery's hoping there's more cautions to be able to drag him and this strategy to another win here.
The last pit lap for Montgomery was lap 113, so he's just outside of the window, but with a couple cautions, he can very well extend that to the end of the race, especially if you're clutching in and shutting the car down as you're under pacing conditions.
Pace in 4th gear, all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, just do every bit of fuel saving that you can, and an extension here on the caution laps will certainly help.
That'll help for sure.
So, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that 9. Obviously going to be at about a 20 lap disadvantage on the right side tires even. The last time they're on lap 113, right. Only taking right side tires and full fuel. So left side tires still have some wear and tear done.
This isn't a racetrack I'd be too worried about left side tires, though. All that, because this corner's so flat, all that body roll really impacts the right side tires. The lefts are really just there to make it so it doesn't fall over on itself. They don't do a whole lot. The left front has some cornering importance, obviously. Oh, driver into the barrels. The 0-2 of Caleb Jones. He's in the barrels on pit exit. Odd.
Very odd. As the pace car does come down, we're not going to extend it one more lap here for Jones. Montgomery in control. Zechariah Cartledge on the outside. Cartledge spins it up a little bit. Montgomery gets away, and the 64 of Philip Martin immediately to the inside. The 41.
Oh, the 97 again.
A stack up there out of turn number 2, but they get it straightened out. Cofield able to get rolling once more.
Oh, they're spinning in front of him. Oh, the 9's in it.
Oh, man, the 9 and the 64. A challenge for the lead. Sends them both sideways and brings out the yellow.
I have a feeling like I know what happened here, but I'm going to wait to see it before I take a guess. Oh, that was actually not what I was expecting. Got in a little too deep. And just wheel hopped a little bit, got into the 9. Nothing he could do once he was sideways. We'll talk about the 64. That's just an unfortunate incident for the 9 where there was nothing he could do to avoid that. We've all been
64
there.
catching that curbing just completely unsettled the suspension. Could not have a chance to save it into the corner. The 9 just taking that normal curvature
Right.
down through 1 and 2 and never saw it coming.
Now, who's loving this right now is Zechariah Cartledge, who's going to cycle out to the lead after passing all those cars on the outside. Olston second, Cochran, SB, Lewis, your top 5. A lot of heavy hitters in the points. That's 4 of your top 6 in points up here in the top 5. Obviously, Montgomery, the other one of those, he is in 10th at the moment after that little half spin. I don't think any damage on the 9, just the loss of track position here with about 60 laps to go.
Should gain 1 more back to the lead lap. Caleb Jones, I believe, will be in the lucky dog seat. I would assume we'll see that 02 come flying around here once we get back to that stripe on the front stretch. Cartledge, Holston, Cochran, SB, Lewis, Holt. Jeffrey Bourne makes an appearance up in the top 10, running in the 7th position, up 17 spots. Cofield up 17 spots in 8th. Toby Ritter's back to the top 10 on the lead lap once again for the 88. And Bradley Cross will round out the top 10. Philip Martin, Matthew Montgomery will be the last 2 on the lead lap here. Montgomery, I believe, is trying to catch up here. Maybe he was the lucky dog recipient after all. Caleb Jones will be next in line.
He couldn't be the lucky dog. You remember he was almost at the lead. Maybe Jones had an X, like an incident point on that, which took him out of the lucky dog situation. But regardless, 12 on the lead lap here.
Pace car off once more. 10 cautions so far. We'll see how this restart goes. Zechariah Cartledge in control. Adam Holston still on the outside. Green flag drops. Cartledge with an aggressive move to the outside as soon as they get across that stripe. Pole opens up on the bottom. Cochran takes a look. He's going to get the nose ahead of the 41. Holston falls back to 3rd. Cartledge, apologize. Cochran back up to 2nd. And he'll be looking to challenge Cartledge as the 41 gets into the wall. Now SB gets a run on the inside. Lewis is going to look to follow.
Here comes
Doesn't
Cochran.
quite get there.
He got in the corner of the 61 off the corner. He's going to get the run into turn number 3. And can he get the run off of turn number 4 and go take this lead? It looks like he will. Oh, heavy wall contact. SB's involved. There's the 41 in it. The whole field's involved right now. The no 9 as well. Oh, my goodness. That 3 is destroyed.
61. Oh, man, the 3 completely crab walking now.
Wow. We all saw where it started from. 61 tried to get a lot of speed off the corner, hits the wall, and right in front of SB. Like Holston tried to lift and got turned by Jeremiah Holt, and then the 09. I'm not really sure what happened to the 09. Jeffrey Bourne. And then we got V's in it as well. Let's go back and look at what happened to Bourne, and then follow a little bit later to see what happened there with the 65.
So the 09 back here behind the 73 of Jeremiah Holt, so he's right here in the picture. Just trying to avoid it gets loose.
Yeah,
Puts the nose into the wall, and I think looking to get back rolling here. V's slow on the bottom. The 43. Not quite sure if he was looking to the right there.
Yeah, I don't think he knew that that V's was there. V's did everything he could do to not get involved in that. I mean, he was going about as slow as you can go, and still ended up part of it.
position number 11 on the night. That hands over the lead to Jacob Cochran. Sole possession, Dustin Lewis will start on the outside line. So we, unfortunately, that strategy call that we saw a little while ago obviously doesn't quite play out.
Well, at this point, the only driver who I'm concerned can make it to the end is Bradley Cross, who's up here in 8th in the 0024 on your screen. He hasn't pit in 59 laps. Same thing with Brandon Vies, who's on pit road right now. So other than the 00, everyone else should be able to make it to the end on fuel. Curious to see when the 00 comes down, if the 00 comes down.
You know, 60 laps on the run. The statistics don't lie. I don't think he can make it no matter if we... I mean, really, the only way he does is if we're under caution for the next 50 laps.
And even then, that's a lot of laps when he's only got 20 left in the tank, 25 maybe. It's a lot of laps to just conjure in that fuel tank.
On the bottom, Lewis on the outside, Cofield and Ritters back up in the top 5. In row number 2, Martin Montgomery side by side for row 3. Green flag.
Big crash!
Oh man! Immediately, 2 cars into the wall.
Holston.
Big time contact for Holston and Sklottle.
Yeah, Holston's where it started. Let's see what happened here to the 41. This is probably going to be the best look at it.
More issues in turns 1 and 2 ahead of him. Under pacing.
Oh boy. So Cartledge right in front of the 9. Oh, weird.
Oh, man.
Just didn't
I think
go.
it starts ahead of Cartledge.
It does. I thought that it started with the 41. Well, let's go look at Matthew Montgomery, who was right in front of Cartledge. He's only 3rd on the outside, so there's not very far forward we can go here. Oh, man. Yeah, just the back of the field didn't realize kind of what was happening. Oh, and Ritters got spun. That was the incident. Oh, man. Bad to worse for the 88. And that's got to be frustrating for him. Yeah, let's go back and look at the 41 again here. And there are a lot of issues behind this incident as well. So there's the 41 around. The 10's in it. Oh, he's climbing the 28, 43. Everyone else was able to get this thing stopped. Oh man, that's just really unfortunate.
Right off the restart like that, there's a heavy possibility of some wheel spin. Cold tires, old tires, it doesn't matter really. There's no, hot spot in the laps for these tires to really light off on these restarts. So it's all about that throttle control. Our leader's able to control pretty well. Not sure what happened there with Montgomery. It looked like he maybe got a little bit of an early jump on it. He kind of took a look to the middle. However, not quite able to do so. Stacks it up, causes issues. Here we are, back under pacing, doubled up once more, coming down the backstretch. We have just under 50 laps remaining here, Morgan.
Yeah, that was an interesting incident. One of those ones that you can't really put fault on anyone. But the big loser out of that was Toby Ritters, who went from running up in the top 5. He's now a lap down. The first driver 1 lap down.
Flag back in the air. Cochran on the bottom, Cofield on the top. Cochran with a great restart there. Clears all the way up to the top lane to get the best entry down into turn 1. We've got one driver way out wide.
It's a 00.
A couple spots back there. The 00, the 24 on the screen. Bradley Cross. Adam Holston appears to have a black flag that he will have to serve. He's coming down pit road now. Gino Volante, rather, is coming down pit road.
Olson's
35,
got a
also
black
big
flag as
black
well.
flag.
Yeah, interesting. Not sure what the cause was there. Also, most of this field has used their fast repair tonight as well, so any more big incidents, and we may start losing cars out of this race. Currently only 2. Oh, there's Montgomery in the fence. Just as I said that. Oh, boy.
Frequently loose off corner exit, but able to keep it out.
Oh, the wrecking behind him. The double
Big
zero.
stack up out of 2. 24. Completely missing the nose as he crosses right in front of the O2. What is going on back here? Caleb Jones, innocent bystander. Caution comes back out.
There it is. Oh, geez.
Trying to figure it out here. I think that'll end up being possibly a penalty for the O2. Maybe
Let's go back
on the entry.
Let's go back a little further here. And this is obviously the 24 having issues. This is kind of where it all started. Lap previous. Lost the front end from the damage with the Ritters. Under caution on the last one. Yeah, there's Montgomery hitting the fence in front of him. It's a 24 lifts, and yeah, just gets hit by the 68 up into the wall hard. V's in another one. And 24 is just trying to do his thing here, and as soon as he hit the brakes, it went right in front of the O2, and then the O2 is stuck in traffic. Just can't get it out of the racetrack, and that's when the caution gets triggered because the leaders are right there. Oh man, this is wild.
Thanks for words on that one. Feel bad for the O2. Caleb Jones just completely innocent in that one, in my opinion. Just making a move down to the inside, trying to gain that spot. Trying to keep it away from the car that's slow, and then just right across the nose.
Yeah, I don't think it was intentional, because as soon as he touched the brake pedal, it just shot to the left. And I think that's just because of that heavy damage he received the corner previous. I just don't think he quite realized how bad that braking damage was. And yeah, that's just such a tough break for all those guys involved. And we're getting down here to the nitty-gritty of this race. Everyone should be able to make it to the end on fuel without much of a problem at all. The question is, are the cars going to hold up? We have had almost everybody. Lewis, Cofield, got Ritters, Moyer. Those are the only drivers who haven't used a fast repair tonight. There's only 4 of them. We started 27 tonight. So that should tell you just kind of how this race has been, this battle of attrition. And I have a feeling there's going to be some more drivers who would trite here. We've got 3 of them out of the race right now: Holt, Bristow, and Green.
Even Bradley Cross, you can add him to that list as well. The 24 after that incident will bring it back behind the wall. Brandon V's, Gino Volante, if they can keep it out on the track, we'll be able to gain 1 more spot. We're going to try it again here. Pace car off one more time. Into the Geico restart zone we go. To start lap 162 of Martinsville. Jacob Cochran with another big jump down into turn 1. Nearly contact there for position number 2. Cofield, I think, did get into the door of the 33. It's a drag race down the back stretch, and here we go again. Issues in 1 and 2. The 41 needs to get it going. The 29 right there as well. We're going to keep the green flag out. Try to see if we can get it sorted. The 61, a cartilage loose on the bottom.
Got the curve.
Flex it back up. Espy gets by. Montgomery might have an opportunity to get by. Espy drops down in front of cartilage. Montgomery still trying to battle with the 64. Philip Martin for that 6th position. Side by side. Cartilage in front of both of them. Nearly 3 wide.
Yeah, hard to block both lanes of Martinsville. That's not usually a good idea. He's going to get split here to the bottom. Martin's going to get around him, and here he's going to get tagged in the back bumper. Cartilage gets moved by the 9.
Getting it straight on the track, though, so the yellow stays put away. He's going to lose another one here. Rather, just a spot on the track as V's still not on the lead lap.
Bridges
5 laps
is, though.
down for the 65. Bridges, yes. The 45 battling for this position. Gets to the inside. Door to door down the front stretch, but Cartledge going to send it in a little bit deeper.
More contact
made.
Oh, boy. That's got to get the blood pumping for sure if you're the 61 here.
Cartledge in a position where he's almost forcing the pinch on the bottom. It's just not working out. Getting unsettled twice, losing multiple positions, but he gets back around the 45 into the wall down the backstretch.
Back up to the front here. We've still got a great battle in the top 5. As Cochran is pulled away by just a little bit, but we've got Cofield, who's made a great rebound. Lewis, who's got that car clean. Espy and the 64 of Martin all still trying to chase them down.
It's heated here for that second, third, and fourth place spot. Fifth place as well if you want to round it out. But, like you said, Cochran out 3/4 of a second. Great spot here as we're coming around. Start lap 170. 31 laps to go here at Martinsville. We are single filed out through the field.
Except for here, up in the top 5, Martin goes way to the bottom. He's going to try and get 2 of them in one corner. We'll get to the inside of Lewis for sure here into turn number 3. He's going to complete this off of turn 4. New third place driver, Philip Martin.
Started out in third, finds his way back up there. SB is still going to be close to challenge, but battling with 33 of Lewis, loses ground. Now as Martin has chased down Mark Cofield, who look to challenge, a take to the inside, nearly on that rear bumper.
He's going to get
Keeps
there.
it on the inside, door to door, sends it down to the bottom. Gets clear on exit, but not enough to slide up the track. He'll get it done here in 3 and 4, and now up to second place. What a drive there for the 64 over the last couple laps.
And he's consistently been the fastest car on the racetrack, even passing those few drivers. He's faster than your leader by just a little bit here. As we got a spin, Espy and Lewis stuck to the inside of the racetrack. That was 4th and 5th.
Changes things. Tires could come into play now because we've got enough laps on these Goodyear tires. 30, 40 laps respectively for most of the field. What do you think about that call?
I don't think you'll get back through the field with only 25 to go here. That's just a case of one goes up, one goes down. Minimal damage, I think, for both of those guys. Just the big loss of track position. They're going to go back to what looks like 8th and 10th. So still in the top 10, but lost probably a good shot at winning this one for both those guys. Yeah, I don't.
If you're in that position, you make that call to go ahead and get tires and try it. If we get a 25 lap green flag run, you can make up that ground. It'd be difficult, but if you're already back there, you might as well try it.
I guess I should clarify. If you are in the top 5, I would say don't pit. If you're not in the top 5, I would say pit. Exactly what you just said. I think that's the right call. Because, there's only so many drivers on the lead lap. If you were going to fall back into the 20s, there's no chance you would pit here because those new tires aren't going to help you enough. But being that there's only going to be a handful of drivers in front of you, you can make the argument that it's could be a good call. We're going to have to see here how it shakes out. If it's going to be staying out, like Cochran, Martin, Cofield, Cartledge, and Espy did, or is it going to be making a pit stop like Montgomery, Bridges, Bourne, and a couple others, Ritters and Holston, the other 2 drivers, to pit here under this caution. So curious to see here.
I really like this call to pit. If we get that green flag run, they still have an opportunity. Even without a green flag run, these restarts, having the fresh tires, you can gain an extra couple positions each restart and just work your way slowly back up towards the front. So this could play out pretty well for those couple drivers back there. I don't know. I'm very interested to see it because we're in the last quarter of the race. So we're going to see, all those aggressive moves being made now.
We've been seeing all those aggressive moves since the drop of the green flag. I don't know what you're expecting
I
different
think
here,
there's
Logan,
more.
but oh man,
There's more in the tank.
it's been wild so far in this race. If you're just joining us, yeah, it's been a wild one. There aren't enough words to describe all of the chaos that we've seen in this race. Just gonna have to go back and watch it for yourself. Right after you like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're about to get going here for the final 20-odd laps of this race.
Green flag waves for the 15th time tonight, including the initial start. Cartledge issues on the outside, tries to drop it down to the bottom. He gets there, but he loses that position there to the 97 of Mark Cofield. Cofield always looking strong on these restarts, but as you start to get away with it is when he starts falling back a little bit. Keep an eye, see if he can stay in this battle for the win. He started at the very back of the field, up 22 positions for this number 3 spot. SB and Lewis still battling it out here for that 5th spot side by side with Matthew Montgomery right behind. Remember, the 9 has fresh tires. Looking to take advantage of all of that as he gets around the 33 of Lewis up to P6.
Yeah, that's one down.
Make it work around the outside.
One down on those tires. Let's see if he's able to get one more here with SB. If he can pass SB in the next lap or two, I think those tires are definitely going to be worth something. Otherwise, I think it was just a gamble that didn't quite go his way. We have maybe an incident in front of these guys. I just saw somebody go around. Maybe not.
A lot of tire smoke, but
well, there's the 20 right in front of the leader. Another modified out here.
Warub not having the night that he wanted, 3 laps down, running in the 14th spot. Does let the leaders get by. He stays up on the outside respectfully. Does make it difficult on the corner exit though for Cartledge and Party behind him, SB Montgomery. I don't know, Morgan. Who do you think's got it here? What do you think? We have another caution, shake things up, or do we take it green to the end?
Oh, I have no idea, Logan. I'm at a loss for words on this one. I mean, we got a great race up here for the top 2. They separated themselves from Cofield for a while, and Montgomery did get around SB up to 5th. SB trying to get him back. He's not quite going to get there. These new tires may be worth something.
Shall see.
Ritters is around.
The
The 19's around. There we go. Oh my goodness.
Aaron Wright caught up once again down in turn 2.
Like Ritters was right behind him here. See the 19 lock up that left front tire all night here. Must have some sort of setup problem with the brake bias. Just
neck code.
Yeah, also just he was trying to do the diamond line, was really slow in the center. Ritters wasn't expecting it, got in the back of him, spun him around. We've seen it all night tonight. That's just, oh, and Moyer hard into the fence as well. He's going to be done for the day.
Be the meatball for the 47. But this is going to bring us to the last 10 laps of the race. Cochran, Martin, Cofield, Cartledge, Montgomery in your top 5. SB, Lewis, Bridges, Bourne, and Ritters round out your top 10. Only 2 more still on the lead lap. Adam Holston, Caleb Jones. That's right, Warub, Cole Satori, Sklottle, Bridges, David Moyer, who is now back in the garage, will fall back to, I would say, the 22nd position. Brandon Vies, Roy Sprague, Gino Volante electing to finish this one out. Should have enough time to get around David Moyer for just one more position at least.
Definitely possible here. Well, just over. We'll probably have about 10 laps to go when we get back racing here, Logan. Who do you like? Do you like the tires? Back in 5th on Matthew Montgomery. Would you rather be one of the 4 in front of him? He has 2 rows of traffic to get through if Montgomery's going to win his 3rd race of the year.
If Montgomery can get a good jump here, he's going to have 2 cars ahead to contend with. We'll have Cochran and Cofield on the inside line. The control on the restarts has been important all night long. But with those fresh tires, if we can take it green for the next 10 laps, then I would say there's a very good possibility that Montgomery is able to find a way at least to the podium. I don't know. With the way that Cochran's been able to get out ahead on these restarts, it's going to be very, very tough to catch up to considering the traffic he has to run.
So true, and I think the 64 is actually the fastest car on the track right now. I just don't know if he's going to be able to get it done from the high side here. He's going to have to put on a spectacular restart. We're going to see it right here live on VSPEED.
It's the big jump from the bottom. 3 car lengths out ahead as the dive.
There goes Cofield.
Cofield gets the tag. They're going to straighten it up, though. It's just going to stack up the field and keep it going.
They're still wrecking.
Oh, there it is. That'll be the caution as SB gets sent down in the corner. What is going on at Martinsville?
Oh, man. SB with the black flag for entering the pit. Same with Michael Cole. Oh, we're going to have to go back. That was another incident. We've seen this with Cofield a number of times tonight, where he gets spun up off of turn number 2. I think that's like the 4th or 5th time. Big hit. Is that the 61? Oh, and then the 78 as well. I'm not sure who that was who caught the 64 here.
Very well might have been Zachariah Carpenter. That 61 machine has been wrapped up in quite a bit, but it looks relatively clean.
So there's the slide. They're still trying to get it righted. Lean in on each other. There's the spin. And somebody gets him. Actually, it might have been Cofield that he got. Regardless, heavy hit for somebody. I can't remember who it was. Oh, it was Cartledge. How damaged that 61 is. What a wild restart. Well, this changed with everything. Now it's Cochran and Montgomery on the front row. Remember, new tires or sold tires, the gap is about 42 laps here. Wow.
This plays a big advantage for Montgomery now. I like the strategy call. The strategy call pays off.
You got Lewis right behind him. How about Jeffrey Bourne in 4th? Caleb Jones up to 5th. We got a lot of drivers we don't normally see run in the top 5 having excellent runs, being able to just survive the chaos at this racetrack. And it's we could be in for a really upset kind of finish here. If something crazy happens to these leaders, we could see a Jeffrey Bourne win for the first time this season.
Hey, you know, it's Martinsville. It develops in a crazy way, as we've already seen tonight, for 193 laps. It all comes down to just the last 7 here as we cross that checkered line to start lap 194. Cochran in control, fresh tires on the outside with the 9 machine. Big jump from the inside line, but keep an eye on Montgomery as he will be able to send it through the corner a little bit harder than the 8. Still double file back behind. We're going to keep it clean through 1 and 2, down the back stretch into 3 and 4. Montgomery just waiting for an opportunity.
Can't wait too long. Only 7 laps remain here in Martinsville. They're going to go by very quickly. He's going to have to get up on the wheel and get to the back bumper of Jacob Cochran and find out a way around that 8, who's been very good since he got up to the lead. We have not seen the 8 falter once since he got to this position.
Cochran has been absolutely lights out since gaining this spot.
SB back up to the top 6.
Great here, 5 to go.
Half a second. Oh, heavy wall contact for Lewis. Oh, Caleb Jones going to spin Lewis. Caution is out.
I think the yellow was coming out for something else on the track before that contact.
Oh, yeah, there's the
was
43.
made.
You're right. Michael Cole having a very rough night tonight. Oh, it was the 19, the 45, the 43, and the 28. Yeah, a lot of 65s in it as well. Oh, man, we got a melee here on the front stretch. Barney waving the heck out of that flag. And then, obviously, we just saw the issue with the 33 as well. Let's go back and check that one out on a replay. We saw it live, but another look at it doesn't hurt. Well, Logan, I can definitely say this is nothing like the SF23 race we saw earlier this afternoon.
No, not at all. We had a few drivers that made their way out of that race, but ultimately a nice smooth finish there. 19 laps completed at the spot. That was a fun one to call. Then all the way back over here from Belgium back to the States. We're here at Martinsville as we are 3 laps to go. This will put us in green-white checkered attempt number 1. We're going to believe we have, is it 2 or 3 on the night here?
I believe we have 2 green-white checker attempts.
Up number 1 already. And it's looking great here for Cochran. He has been able to control these restarts so well. Although those fresh tires on Montgomery on the outside play a heavy role in, the outcome of this race, he's going to have to really maximize this restart. He cannot let that 8 get out, 3 car lengths ahead like we just saw.
You're right about that, and I would rather have the launch than the new tires any day. Because with the launch, like you mentioned, you can get out 2 to 3 car lengths if you can just get a good start, time it properly, which we've seen Cochran do all night. Ritters as well. Most of the leaders have been able to get those really good jumps. With the fresh tires, I don't think it's going to help as much as maybe we expect. It is 40 laps, but we've had so many cautions over those 40 laps that I don't know how much wear is actually on the tires of the 8 machine here. So, and they get cooled down so quickly with all these caution laps. It's going to be an interesting shootout to the end here. I'm actually looking at the 0-2 of Caleb Jones. He has an opportunity to make some noise here in a position he doesn't normally find himself in.
Jones kind of in the catbird seat right now on the inside line, row number 2 there. See what he can come up with. Green flag in the air a little bit earlier that time in the box, but the 9 of Montgomery hangs onto the door. This is what he needed.
Oh, he spins!
Spins it into the wall he goes. That's going to bring out a caution, puts us in green-white checkered number 2.
Oh, man, that is such a... Oh, Cochran with a black flag as well. Might have got cleared here. Oh, probably for a choose sort of issue, because he gets to choose where he goes. The 9 machine. Oh, my goodness. Matthew Montgomery had a shot. It all went out the window.
I think if I'm hearing correctly, Cochran getting a little bit of a bump on that restart from Caleb Jones. That's what the black flag is for. A little bit of overspeed through the Geico restart zone.
Sped a little bit. So we're going to see this from the restart. 8 and the 9. I think the 9 just shifted in a little bit too hard. A little too much rear brake in it, got loose. That was a great jump by the 9. Best one we've seen all day from the outside. Oh, we got help from Ritters.
Oh, Ritters.
Didn't see that. And then Ritters got a big part of that as well. So did Jeffrey Bourne. Yeah, that's frustrating.
Jordan Bridges gets just a little bit mixed up in there.
Yeah, Montgomery
quite a bit.
Not happy with Ritters.
Not happy at all.
Which makes sense now. I thought that Montgomery lost it on his own. He definitely got some help in a vulnerable spot. Yeah, there's some contact, extracurricular. Oh man, this has been an absolute gloves off sort of race. And we still have one more shot at it. Cochran, Jones, Espy, Holston, Cartledge are your top 5 drivers just hanging around here. Cochran has led 61 laps so far tonight. Caleb Jones has not led any. Neither is Aaron Espy or Holston. I think Cartledge led a couple, led 6 of them. I think the biggest lap leader of the day is Toby Ritters with 82, yes. And potentially Philip Martin who led 47.
We're just talking about Caleb Jones kind of being in the catbird seat. I think this is a worst-case scenario for him here to be starting on the outside now.
Right.
This will be the last green-white checkered attempt. So whatever happens here ends the race. If we make it back to the checkered flag, if we make it back to the white flag, we will see no yellows after that. But if we can't make it this first lap, it's going to be different. Caleb Jones lagging way behind for some reason, not starting side by side with Cochran. That's going to immediately give the advantage.
Oh, the 41's around.
Big spin up. Wrecks the entire field on the front stretch. That's going to end it. It goes to Jacob Cochran here at Martinsville.
Oh, I think we have another green-white checker. We're not quite done yet.
Do we have one more?
We're going to see here when we hit the start-finish line if we go to 2 to go or stay at 3 to go. This could be a 1-2 finish for Aaron Espy Racing with the 8 and the 3. I think we're going one more time here, Logan. I don't think it's quite over yet. Let's go back and see what happened there with the 02. Who was the driver? The 41 that went around. So yeah, the 02 with a really, like you mentioned, he lagged off the start a significant amount. He's beside Espy, nowhere near Cochran.
Not sure what was going on there at all.
And then just didn't go.
Ritters gets involved again, just completely ends up punting the 97 at Cofield. And then it's just completely stacked up from there. The 35 wrapped up once more. Gino Volante just hasn't been able to really have an opportunity to avoid anything.
Difficult at this racetrack. It's pretty narrow. The groove is obviously there's only one place you really want to be racing around this place. Is right around that bottom of the racetrack. So easy to get yourself caught up in stuff. And at the back of the field, you know, when you're racing 2 and 3 wide, you usually don't have an outlet to get out of the way. Yeah, it's been a struggle here this evening for a lot of these drivers, but you could also say it may be a struggle for us. You know, we do what we can here on VSPEED. If you haven't already, don't struggle to hit the like and subscribe to the channel. Logan, myself, Morgan up here in the booth. You're watching VSPEED. It's been fun, and hoping we can get this thing wrapped up. So I'm wondering who we're going to see in victory lane, Logan.
I have to say this 8 of Jacob Cochran, I think, in the best spot for this one.
Oh, is he taking the outside here?
That would be a very interesting call. A complete switch. We've seen every restart so far tonight. The control being on the bottom lane.
Well, remember who his teammate is. Aaron Espy in the 3 to the inside here. The inside's going to have the advantage in the corner, but the 8 with the launch should be able to clear the 3 machine. They might be able to secure that 1-2 finish. I think that's what they're thinking about right now. Cartledge and Jones trying to bust it up. Oh, it's going to get wild here, Logan.
For the last time tonight, green flag in the air. Cochran with control in the top. Espy will have to fend off Zechariah Cartledge on the outside, the 61. Once that second place spot, Espy gets clear right out in front of Cartledge. It's a scramble behind. Caleb Jones looks to the inside, trying to make it a P3 finish here. Coming around, we see the white flag in the air. All bets are off. Cartledge into the wall. The 9 of Montgomery trying to claw his way back. He can't quite get there. As a look to the inside now from Lewis at 33, but it's Cochran out to the races, down through 3 and 4. Teammates will come 1 and 2. Caleb Jones will be able to fend off for that 3rd place position. Zechariah Cartledge comes in 4th.
Jacob Cochran is going to win in Martinsville.
It's a way to finish it there, Morgan. That's didn't know if we were going to see that checkered flag at the end of the night here under green flag conditions.
Yeah, you were never quite sure at any point in this race if that checkered flag was ever going to come out. It finally does. 213 laps after we began. It was teamwork at the end of this race that secured the W for Jacob Cochran and 2nd for Aaron Espy. Both great point stays. They should shoot up the point standings here I would expect. Caleb Jones with a career day. Cartledge and Lewis rounding out your top 5. Let's watch the 8 machine burn it down for a minute. Then we'll step aside with a quick commercial break. Word from some of our sponsors. They'll be back with race results and a quick word with your top 3 finishers. We'll be back right after this. You've been watching the National Sim Racing League Association, presented by the Diesel Laptops. Back in just a few minutes.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to the post-race show here on VSPEED. Conclusion of the Diesel Laptops event at Martinsville. What a thriller we had here tonight. 19 cautions, 7 lead changes in this 213 lap brawl. Jacob Cochran and Aaron Espy, the teammates, come home 1-2. Caleb Jones with a career best in 3rd. Zechariah Cartledge 4th, and Dustin Lewis in the 5th position. Matthew Montgomery, your top 3 in points, finishing 4, 5, 6. In no particular order, Montgomery rebounding after a spin late. Ritter's in 7th. Wright finishes in 8th. 9th will be Cofield, and 10th will be Jeffrey Bourne.
In 11th, it's Jordan Bridges in the 45 with the 20 of Sean Warrup finishing out in 12th just behind. Kevin Satori, the 49, finishes 3 laps down in 13th. Michael Cole, 43, 3 laps down in 14th, as well as Adam Olson in the 41 in 15th. Derek Splottle finishes 4 laps down, as well as Sam Bridges for the 16th and 17th position. Brandon Fees and Roy Sprague will be 5 laps down for 18th and 19th. Last but not least, Gino Volante in the 35 rounds out the top 20 in 7 laps down.
21st will be David Moyer in the 47, never could get it righted. Martin had a fast car tonight, finishes in 22nd, 22 laps behind the pace. McDonald never could get a shot at it. He finishes in 23rd. Jeremiah Holt, 24th. Bristow in the 25th position. Green finishes 26th. Cross, 27th. Brandon Wallace did not take the green here today. Neither did TJ Elaine. One driver wasn't supposed to start the race, but ended up starting it. We're going to see what the penalty is next week for that. Those are the 29 drivers who attempted to make the race here today. Well, Logan, I think it's time to catch up with our top three.
Absolutely. I think we've got a great one lined up here. Morgan, I believe you've caught up with Caleb Jones for his first podium of the season.
Sure have. Caleb Jones, Morgan and Logan up in the VSPEED booth. You got a copy. Paging Caleb Jones. Do you have a copy, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do.
All right. Well, by far your best finish of the season, finishing in the third position here. You get to chat with us up here at VSPEED. Fantastic. This race was a bit chaotic. How would you describe this race from the driver's seat here tonight?
Well, first and foremost, got to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ dying on the cross for me, man. And then this race is something, man. I tell you what, I was a lap down for a good portion of it, but was able to just kind of stick in there and hold it out to the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw there was a point in this race where you were minding your own business into turn 3 and a driver hit the brake pedal, shot down in your lane. You ended up getting a black flag for an unsafe pit entry, brought out the caution. I mean, you were caught up in a lot of incidents today. I don't have the official tally on your incident points, but you were still able to finish up here in the top 3 with a shot at the win at the end of the race. Anything you could have done differently to go get the win, or were you happy with getting this good points finish up here in third?
Yeah, we had a couple incidences. Some my fault, some not. But for the restart before, I was trying to stay up against the leader, but I kept being over the speed that iRacing allows you, so I was worried about getting a black flag coming to the green. So that's why I was lagged back so much. But was able to on that last restart, other than stripping the 8 car per second, there was nothing I could have done, and I didn't want to do that, or the 3 car per second.
Yeah, definitely the right move to not end up taking a driver out of a win here, or a second place finish, I should say here. But I mean, again, great run for you. Does this start to spark some momentum for the rest of the season?
I hope so. You know, we missed qualifying at Kentucky, and I was really bummed about that. And then we had a really good run at North Wilkesboro, top 5 there. We were leading a lot of laps at Talladega before we got caught up in some instances there at the end, and we had a chance to win there. And so yeah, I think moving forward, next week's not going to be great. I'm not a great road racer, but we'll make it through and move on to whatever tracks after that. Hopefully, it's an oval.
All right. Well, while we got you up here, anyone you want to thank or shout out to help you get to this position, third spot here by Diesel Laptops?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to our team owner Zachariah Cartledge with R2R Racing. Shout out to him. Shout out to my in real life race team, Dwayne Jones Racing, and then of course to Jesus Christ for everything he's done for us.
All right, that's Caleb Jones finishing in third here tonight. Congratulations on the podium finish.
Thanks, sir. Y'all take care.
All right, Logan has caught up with second place, none other than Aaron Espy.
Aaron Espy started out in fourth, finds his way through a mix of just a roller coaster style race. We saw you in battles pretty well the entire time here tonight. 3 laps led, so not a bad appearance out here. We saw you pretty well up in the top 5 for most of it. Tell me about some of the action that was going on around you. How hectic it was out here for a race with 19 cautions on the night.
Yeah, the first little bit there, staying out front, staying clean wasn't too hard, but once you get shuffled back in the pack, it gets pretty intense back there.
Some side-by-side action, occasional 3-wide action off of corner exit. And we saw you get wrapped up. You ended up having to use your fast repair. I believe it was about midway through the race and battled back up here for a podium finish. Tell me a little bit about your drive as you were able to navigate back up here. We know, you had quite the tire advantage over Jacob Cochran here at the end of it. Or rather, maybe not too much of a
Oh, we just lost. One sec here. You back, Logan?
I think so.
I think somebody pulled you in the wrong spot there. Go ahead.
Not entirely sure what happened, but yeah, how was that tire advantage coming down into the last couple of restarts there, Aaron?
Yeah, well, I went for that big slide on that last set of tires. I don't think that helped too much, but I don't know. That last restart there, we kind of played teammates and figured we would give it our best shot to at least keep it 1-2.
That's kind of what we figured was happening on that last restart. It was every restart up to that point, the control car starting on the inside. Then we saw Cotran elect to take the outside line for the last one, allowing you up to that inside line on the front row, being a big advantage over holding Zechariah Cartledge behind you. Now, is that exactly what you guys had in mind coming to that last green flag start?
Yeah, that's what we planned there. We figured it is our best shot to let him get the big run off the outside and me hold up the bottom a little bit. Worked out perfect.
That it did. Teammates coming home 1 and 2 on the night. Aaron Espy, congratulations on the second place finish. I'm sure you've got somebody watching at home to say thanks to, maybe some sponsors.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody at AER. Jacob Cochran, Toby Ritters was out there tonight. Dustin Lewis. We've been working pretty well together, so I'd like to keep it rolling, get us some more wins here in the future.
Well, the progress has been started. P1, P2 on the night. Congratulations once again. We will see you next week, Aaron.
All right, thank you.
Well, Morgan, that's going to move us right down the line to our last interview on the night. You have caught up with our race winner, Jacob Cochran, I believe.
You bet. Race winner, Jacob Cochran. We've said that a time or two here on VSPEED. You got a copy.
Yes, sir.
Well, this one didn't look like it was going to go your way at about the halfway point. You were up at the front of the field for a good chunk of it. Then an incident sent you all the way to the back. Then another incident compounded the damage you had on that one. And at that point in time, I imagine you were thinking, it's going to be a long road back.
Yeah, yeah. After those two incidents, it was a long road. But thankfully the pit strategy there kind of played in our hand. I mean, that was the thing. I was like, well, we're gonna try it. Something's got to go our way. And thankfully we stayed out while a lot of them pitted. We got that lucky break on the caution and got back up with our track position. I think to third or fourth, and from there it was a little bit more comfortable. Just kind of work back to the front. So, um, and then once we were in front, I've learned my lesson the last 5 weeks. Just if you're in front, don't worry about tires, don't worry about none of that other stuff. Just stay in the front. So, thankfully we were able to pull it together here.
Yeah, once you got out front, you led the last 70 laps pretty much wire to wire. I mean, did the car wake up? Did you know you had that kind of speed in the car to be able to hold everyone off? You held off challenges from, the 46 and the 3 and the 61 and the 02. The list goes on. Did you know you had that in the car, or were you just able to find something once you got clean air?
Yeah, I mean, once we had clean air, it definitely helped. I felt like I was a little bit better on the older tires. The newer tires, it just took it about 15 to 20 laps to really kind of get going. When after that caution, after some of the green flag pit stops, I was like fifth, I think, and I was like, I'm not going anywhere. I couldn't really get around anybody. But once we got some laps on the tires, we started making some moves, and obviously felt a lot better right there at the end on the older tires. But yeah, I mean, in the cautions, I mean, obviously being the leader, being able to get that jump on the leader. Or as the leader, that's definitely the help. So, that's kind of helped us at the end, but I think either way we'd have been right there with it.
Yeah, definitely. You had to fend off drivers on these restarts, but the leader always had that big advantage, getting a 3 to 5 car length jump every time. You employed that teammate restart perfectly with the 3, and you find yourself in victory lane from a second starting spot, leading 70 laps and having the fast lap on the day. Anyone you want to thank or shout out? I'm sure you have a pretty good list here. A lot of guys helped you get to this spot.
Yeah, yeah. I want to shout you guys out, V Speed, the booth, Morgan and Santa, for always doing a great job on the broadcast. And and then my race and or my team, Aaron SB Racing, Aaron and Toby, it's cool to get a 1-2 finish. We'd have liked to had Toby and Adam. He was in there with us tonight, but been nice to get them guys up front. But Martinsville's tough. It kind of just has to go your way. So, but thankfully we were able to get 1-2 and looking forward to next week.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the win here, Jacob. That should help you in the point standings as well as we head off to a road course next week in Watkins Glen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Jacob, and see you next week.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good night.
That's going to do it for the post-race interviews. Congratulations to your winner again, Jacob Cochran and Aaron SB Racing. Well, Logan, the National Sim Racing League Association certainly did not disappoint tonight. Chaos is the only word I can think of to describe this race. We looked everywhere and had to look everywhere to find all the incidents, and I'm sure we still missed about half of them out there. Crazy race. What do you make of it?
Well, that's just short track racing. No, seriously, Martinsville is just one of those places you could put any sort of combination on and you're going to expect to see a race exactly like this. So it's a very tough track. They call it the paperclip for a reason. Again, just over a half-mile round. Very, very likely to see multiple points of contact as we did tonight. 19 cautions at Martinsville is pretty common. For 200 laps, I would say even more to be expected. But they did a great job out here tonight. Congratulations, Jacob Cochran, Aaron Espy, Caleb Jones on his first podium finish. It's a great one to get through here. I like it right at the midway point of the season, and then to lead us right into Watkins Glen. That is going to be one heck of a race next week. The road course, the only road course on the schedule, will certainly put on quite the show.
Yeah, definitely get to see who's good, turning left and right, and who would rather just stick to the ovals. It'll be interesting to see. And I imagine we could see a big shakeup in the points as well, depending on how many of these top drivers enjoy that road racing. So we're going to see about that. But got to give a big shout out to Diesel Laptops for sponsoring most of the races this season, including this one. Appreciate your time being on board. Appreciate the support that they show to the league. Got to thank everyone here at the National Sim Racing League Association. Aaron Espy, Brent Rinn, David Moyer, Jacob Cochran, Stephen Gill, and of course Andy Barry, league owner, who's not able to make it here tonight. For everyone at VSPEED who makes these things happen, Bradley, Adam, Eddie, and of course Logan, the lead commentator tonight. I've been Morgan Cook, your color commentator and producer. And you have been watching VSPEED. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, that little notification icon so you don't miss a moment of the racing action that you can't see anywhere else. We'll see you next time here on VSPEED. Go check out SNR. Should be going on right now, their Cup Series. That'll be a good one. See you guys next time.